Welcome in everyone, how you guys doing? If you guys inside, hit that subscribe, like, share, and yeah, I'd say go check out my comedy playlist as well. I got a whole bunch of different comedy I've reacted to, so go have a look. If you're free, feel free. And yeah, let's get straight into this one. Yeah, we got my boy Josh Johnson. I've done a few of his comedy skits, and I like his style of comedy as well too. I personally think he always he's stoned. He's always high out his brain. Not saying he does smoke, but his style, the way he comes across, is as if he's just so chilled, so laid back, and just cool. Yeah, he could be high off life, who knows? But yeah, no, I do love his style of comedy. But we got today here, what was it? Suspended driver dials in from dashboard. I think I have seen a short clip of this, a couple seconds. Yeah, it was like a picture of this guy on the phone with a judge, and I think he called in, but I didn't even watch the whole thing, but I wonder if it's this he's talking about. Let's go, man.
I don't know if y'all saw my man zoomed into court. Alright, in case you didn't see it, basically, because of the pandemic, ever since the pandemic, court, like as in the American justice system, has started to let people zoom in to some of their cases depending on what it is, which is very progressive. That's wild to let somebody zoom into court and go ahead and give me a head start if I'm found guilty.
Give me a head start.
That's what it is to me. Like, imagine if I had court and they were like, you can zoom in from home. I'm like, all right.
I agree. Give me a fucking head start, bro. As soon as they come back with the fucking verdict, guilty. Thank you. I'm gone. Well, you better have arresting officers outside my door waiting. I'm gone. See ya.
A couple days later, like, Mr. Johnson, we find you guilty. You know, please report to. I'd be like, oh, yeah, I'll be right there.
Yeah, right.
No, but basically, there's a court case where this judge and the lawyers are all in the courtroom, and they let the person that is accused of having a suspended license, they let him zoom into court. And so everybody's there except for him, right? And then he turns his mic and his camera on, and he is driving, all right? It's a suspended license case, but he driving. Suspended license, but you know he's and not only is he driving, by the way, he really cutting the wheel when he turns.
Suspended, hey, got a class out.
And so he turns his mic and his camera on, and you can see the judge. The judge is like,
Judges can't believe what you see.
And even the judge is like, it's a suspended license case, right? And look, I don't know. I, thank goodness, have never had to go to court or Zoom court, all right? So I don't know what they have to do or what they don't have to do. But in my mind, like, why turn the camera on, just turn the mic on. But maybe a condition of Zoom court is that you have to turn the camera on too, make sure you pay attention and everything. Maybe,
sure
I don't know. But he turns his camera on, and the judge is like, sir, are you driving? Are you driving right now? And he's like, he couldn't sound happier. My man is like, yes, Your Honor, I'm pulling up right now, right? And I want to be clear, he's not pulling up to court. He's pulling up to the doctor's office, right? Because, you know, you can sometimes run some errands while you're doing Zoom court, you know, because you don't have to. You don't have to be there. Once again, this is very progressive. This is like.
My man had places to be. You understand what I'm saying? He's multitasking. So for all you out there saying that men can't multitask, multitasking.
Real step forward. This is mind blow. I wonder who else they let zoom into court. Like, that'd be funny if they let the bailiff zoom in too.
Oh.
Like, the bailiff at home, but he like, stop it. Y'all, cut it out. Cut it out. Don't make me. I will mute everybody in here. I don't care. I'll shut it down.
Don't play around, bro.
And so the judge is like, "Are you driving right now?" He's like, "Yes, but I'm pulling up. You know, I'm about to park right now." And then the judge looks at everybody and goes like, "It's hard to make a judge say wow." I've never tried it, but I've watched a lot of court on TV, and I can imagine wow isn't said often. You know, I'm sure even the stenographer was sitting there like, and
That's crazy, bro.
and so then he pulls up, and the judge is like, "It's a suspended license case, right?" And then his lawyer is like, "Yes, Your Honor," and he's like, "But he's driving right now, like he in the car, like we can see him. I saw movement behind him, which means the car was in motion. He wasn't just sitting in a car, which would still not be advisable to your suspended license case. But like he wasn't sitting in a car, just movement." They were like, "Yes, Your Honor," and then he was like, "Oh, okay." And the judge's name in this case is Cedric Simpson, right? So the guy driving is black, the judge is black. This man is black. He had a black judge, and he had a black judge named Cedric Simpson. He had the blackest judge possible.
Cedric.
You had the blackest judge in America as a black man, and you are wasting all of it right now. This is Cedric Simpson.
You fucked
And
up.
the way my man was staring at the camera, and then he said, judge says, "Am I missing something here? Because I know the law. I know so much law, I'm a judge. And I don't know what's going on right now."
Yo, this man had the judge questioning his career. Like, yo, wait 1 second. Did I wake up this morning? Was I a judge when I looked in the mirror? Are they pranking me? Nah, this gotta be a fucking prank. Hold on, let me check my notes. Like, this is a real case. Like, he got suspended license, and this motherfucker's here zooming me in while he's driving, bro. Like, yo, fam, I couldn't even help you if I wanted to.
And so then they were like, "No, Your Honor, you're correct. You know, he's driving right now." And it's, you know, his lawyer just over here like,
I can't help you, bro.
I've watched a lot of judging. I've watched Judge Judy. I've watched Judge Joe Brown, Judge Mathis, and never in the history of judging have I seen a black defendant with a black judge that just was looking at him, and you could tell that Cedric just wanted to be like, "Nigga."
Yo, fam, like, what you doing? What you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, bro?
And so he's like, so he has a suspended license case, but he's driving right now. He's driving in front of us. It's on the record that he's driving. So, and then in this moment, you can see Corey is the guy that was driving, right? You could see him realize what's happening on camera. So now he's making the face that the judge made, right? Like now he's like,
Too late. Too late.
and at one point, because you know how Zoom does, so anyone making noise it highlights them for a second, right? And so the judge asked a question like, "It's a suspended license case," and he was just driving right now in front of us, and you hear Corey go, and then basically, the Honorable Cedric Simpson was like, I'm gonna need you to drive to jail. But look, there's more to the case. There's actually an incredible amount more to the case. A disappointing amount more to the case, because basically this dude spends 2 days in jail, but then it comes to light, I don't know how, probably because of the virality of the clip, that there was actually some form of clerical error way back 2 years ago, so that his license should have never been suspended in the first place. So then he thought he was allowed to drive.
I didn't know that. You see that? And if his case was never brought to light or became viral, because you got them fact checkers, you got them online detectives. Like, some of these guys, they're good. They can be bad as well too, but sometimes they can be great. Yeah, they've gone and checked his name, looked it up, checked what his case was, etc., and found that, wow, he should have had his license to begin with. But
drive, right?
doesn't mean he could drive.
And
right
so then
away.
people come out of the woodwork apologizing, being like, that's so unfair. And then also it was a highlight of local government and how sometimes the government can get things wrong. There's too many people talking to each other. There's too much involved. There's too much paperwork. There's too many wires that can get crossed and everything, because they were like, oh, all you had to do was get this office to speak to this office to reinstate his license, but apparently they never did that, right? So now there was almost like a backlash to the backlash, where people were like, we messed up, we were all laughing at this guy like, what an idiot. Turns out he thought he could drive and everything. So the internet did something it very rarely ever does, ever, for anyone, for any reason. And the internet almost collectively apologized to Corey, right?
Okay.
And it wasn't, obviously to the amount that everyone shared the clip and everyone laughed, but everyone had something to say. Everyone was like, this guy got done dirty and we didn't know enough information. And there was someone else who didn't know enough information, The Honorable Cedric Simpson. There was something about this whole thing that was not sitting right with him, right? And so when Corey showed up for court, for this case, he tells Corey, he's like, I did some digging. I looked at the friend of the court office. I looked at, basically their DMV, looked at municipal offices, took it as far as he could take it, following a paperwork trail, right? As much as possible. And he said, Mr. Harris, who's Corey, you've actually never had a license.
Yo, this motherfucker's not helping himself. Like, no. So after everybody's apologized to him, the judge felt bad. Everybody's gone, he's really trying to tell me this dude. The audacity. Oh my God, no way. No way. No, this is
Like you never had a I don't know how we got here. You've never had a license. And then Judge Simpson asked him, he's like, where were you? And I can't remember if he said 2022 or 2023, but he was like, where were you December of 2020, whatever? And he was like, oh, I think I was, still laid up from my accident and everything. He's like, actually, no, you were at the offices getting your state ID renewed, okay? Because you keep getting state IDs and you've never had a license. What are you doing, buddy?
State IDs. Somebody explain that to me.
You
State IDs you need to never have a license. Do they go hand in hand? You need one with the other. Do you need your license to get state ID or state ID to get your license? Different over in the UK, but you guys break down for me.
clearly know how to drive. You should just take the test, and you've never had a license. What are you doing, buddy? You clearly know how to drive. You should just take the test. And then it turns out from digging deeper into Corey and into his cases and into his problems with traffic stops and everything like that, they found where he had actually admitted, apparently on body cam, to police that pulled him over that he didn't have a license on a totally different time, right? So then he had to report back to jail even though he was out on bond because they found a bench warrant for his arrest from another time he was driving without a license. Corey loved driving without a license. Driving without a license is Corey's bread and butter. He loves. There's just something about driving without a license. There's just, it's scrumptious. And I'm not gonna judge because I've been there before in some way. You know, sometimes I do stuff I know I shouldn't do because it's a little bit more fun. You know, sometimes I'll go to a restaurant and I'll ask for a cup of water. And I get up to the machine and I hit that lemonade. You know what I mean?
This guy's foolish.
The sips just taste better when you know you're not supposed to have them. You know what I mean? Walking up to the foul machine like, this one's on a Wendy's.
You got the cup.
I got
free refills.
A newfound appreciation for moms this past week. I love my mom. I've always appreciated my mom, but I mean moms as a whole, you know what I mean? Because like the thing is I was just at like an outing and my friend who's a new mom, she had to run and do something, and so she asked me to hold her baby. When I tell you this was the heaviest baby I've ever... The baby didn't look heavy because it's little. So you think little means little weight. And the weight, she handed me the baby, and the baby is not helping me at all. Like the baby doesn't even wrap his little arm around my neck or anything. Just like the baby trying to be heavy, just doing this.
I'm a father, so I could relate to this. Not even trying to help you. You know, you picking them up, and instead of coming in, they're bending backwards. You know, the weight is not balancing here, yeah? You're giving me dead body weight. You know, like...
In my arms, I'm like, and I'm fighting to hold this, but I've got him under the armpits, like fighting to hold him up, and I'm trying to do that thing because moms are really good at doing it. You know that little hike y'all do? You know what I'm talking about? Like the baby slipping a little, and you're talking to somebody, but the baby's on your hip, so you do a little hip, 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 and then you catch. I'm trying to do one of those, but I don't know how to do it. And my whole focus the entire time is do not drop this baby. Do not drop this baby. Your life will be over. The baby's life will be, just do not drop this baby. And so I've got it like this, and I'm just holding it out, but it's slipping because it's trying to slip. It's just like, just, and it's not wiggling, but it's just like, it wants to be free so bad. And so I'm trying to hike it up real quick.
Yes.
And so I go for like a quick hike up where I was like, I don't want to shake them, but I want to, you know, just pop them up real quick so I can readjust my grip, right? And I also don't want to throw it. Like, I'm not trying to put him up in the air. I'm just trying to get a little bit of distance between him and my hands so I can reposition my hands, right? And so then I try to hike him up, and right at the hike, the baby kicks me. So now he's out. He's not fully out of my hands, but he's at the tips of my fingers. And so I'm like, And now I'm holding him worse. Like now, like he's not upside down, but he's definitely not right side up. Like he's kind of sideways. And this baby is so heavy that my fingers are screaming. Like, I honestly, this is so embarrassing. I'm glad nobody was looking because I was so scared I was gonna drop this baby that I was like, let me just, and so I went ahead and just slowly. Because if I drop the baby slow, it's not dropping the baby. I mean, so I was like, let me get him as close to the ground as I can while I got a grip on him. and then I can readjust from the ground. And honestly, okay, so I put him on the ground, and then I go to pick him up, because in my head I'm like, now I can really cradle him. Now I can scoop the legs and scoop the
Whatever
back,
works, mate.
cradle the head and stuff like.
Best thing, whatever works for you. You know, from the time the baby is out of harm's way, safe, happy. Well, they might not be happy, maybe screaming, but once they're safe, if it means you have to go down on the ground, reposition, pick whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he did the best thing right here. Yeah, real talk, A+, my boy.
Like that. You know, now I can really stand up with him and hold him like a baby, right?
Yeah, man.
But the if I thought the baby was heavy when he was handed, trying to pick this baby up from the ground was like Thor's hammer. I don't know what. It's like the baby ate in between me holding him here and putting him down. Because trying to pick this baby up from the ground, I honestly.
That's a Thor's hammer, you know. Thor's
But I had to use my legs.
You're
Like,
not worthy.
I really had to get in squat position. I finally picked this baby up, and I'm holding him like cradled, right? But now he over here trying to slip out of the edge and be upside down. And then just then his mom walks back over, and I'm holding. He's upside down now. I'm holding his shoulder, and his foot is kicking my chin. And I'm holding his stomach around. And she's like, "Thank you so much." It's like she didn't even know. She's like, "Thank you so much." She just writes him up.
Like it's nothing.
Walks off, and I was like, "What is she made of? That's a 600-pound baby."
That's Thor's hammer right there. Yeah, moms are different, bro. But you know, they have to be around the child all day long, so they have their techniques that works for them. You know what I mean? I've had to develop techniques that work for me different. Even that on the hip thing, I can't do that. They just for like what seems like hours. I do that for 5 minutes, and my back's killing me, my arm's killing me. I just don't know. But everybody has their own different way of whatever works for you. But yeah, this guy's a classic, man. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to put the link to my comedy playlist in the description. Follow me on Patreon as well. Keep forgetting to say that. Subscribe to my Patreon as well. Really helps me out. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Take care. Be safe out there.